What's up, y'all? I'm procrastinating again as usual. Should have done my exercise. I'm going to after this, but as I was scrolling through my phone, I seen they had a post on Facebook about there's a local rich lawyer, Morgan and Morgan, for the people, and he's jumping on the we got to make $15 an hour minimum wage, which I used to be about minimum wage raises because I thought that's the answer. But then, I seen it debunked and I seen the data. As an adult with the internet now, it's really easy to find this stuff. People can just post links. John Stossel's great. The market, some people think the market's great, amazing, and can't go wrong, and it'll work itself out. I don't think so totally because people are stupid and sometimes people are just lazy and they don't stand up or take strikes or anything. But in general, there's already been some states that have done the $15 an hour minimum wage, and it just kind of makes employers cut hours or not offer smaller jobs, and it hasn't really helped anything. So I kind of think it is good to let that alone. I mean, maybe a compromise would be starting in. I mean, they already audit stuff. The IRS is already there, and they already audit things. Why not have them case by case go into businesses and look for ethical funds for businesses that can afford it, like something like Walmart or something, those major chains. I mean, it can trickle down to anything. It could go to mom and pop. They can say, how much money are you making? How much are you giving to your employees? Are you being as fair as possible to them? Like, are you keeping more proportionate for yourself than you're giving to than you can afford to give your employees? You can be like, you can actually afford this many raises for this many positions. Actually look at it and say, look, you're paying these people, to make sure that the ethics are there. Say, hey, listen, you're buying jet skis and mansions while you're paying these people nickels and dimes and expecting them to give you 60 hours or whatever, and giving them the bottom percent raises and the bare minimum wage when you can really afford to. That's my thoughts on that. In general, I decided to make this vid because this is a vlog. I always have these concepts that I think to myself and don't say out loud. I'm like, well, they're falling on deaf ears. I might as well at least put it on the internet, even though I don't have anyone watching my videos. But you never know. Then there's more of a chance for a potentially really good idea to be stumbled upon by someone who might be the right person at the right time to make it happen. Anyways, I was looking in the comments and I was seeing someone who mentioned that they should just do the UBI, Universal Basic Income, like this candidate Yang's talking about. He's real progressive. And I like the idea of universal basic income, especially as an artist. I'm like, man, I could just sit there and do my art and not have to worry about the struggle. But there is a part of me, I do have a conservative part of me that does have to face reality. Like, I'm a slacker. I'm like, if I had that check, there's every chance in the world that I wouldn't do anything and I'd get used to having this check come and become more, just a lazy slacker than I am. And for degeneracy, not that degeneracy has to necessarily be super bad, but I could see it influencing the wrong causing growth in the wrong undesirable populations, which could lead to more drug addiction, which leads to theft and all those bad things. And basically, I believe that, because me at 18, when I got out of high school, I started working part-time with a buddy. We split a place and we had our party years, and we got by, and I'd get another job if I had to pay the bills. But there's times where, I had to pawn stuff and make it happen. I could see myself easily if I had a universal basic income during those years, thinking that I was going to do better or get better, and just never doing that. Maybe I would have got into harder drugs, and then I would have become a crazy addict who doesn't have morals, just a walking habit, who could be. I could see the concern where you cause that to grow. Now, just being a lazy slacker, I don't see anything wrong with that. I know a lot of people, it just doesn't sit well with them. But what I think the compromise would be, and the safest way to apply something like that, especially someone like me, I'm fixing to be 38, so I feel like Social Security, nobody complains about, oh man, all these slacking old people. They're highly functional. They've had to pay their dues, and they've matured, and are very responsible with now what they've earned too. I mean, you have to work in a system that pays taxes that allows you so many credits to then get your Social Security check. Whatever systems or financial ways they're finding to figure out universal basic income to give to every citizen enough money. You could just do that same type of financial manipulation and just apply it to an earlier retirement age. Like 40 years old, I think is good. A lot of people got their head on their shoulders and they could take or leave it. A lot of people got family and they're still healthy. Instead of, I know people can retire sometimes at 55 and 65. Instead of waiting until that late in life, a little earlier, I think it would be a great baby step. And then for some, get there, get like 40 years old, people start getting Social Security enough to live, and they can keep their job if they not. Another benefit that could be from it would be like a lot of folks who have a job, who've paid their dues, got into a career by 40 years old, they might say, hey, now that I have this basic income, I'm going to work part-time. And that will allow more growth. That allows an opportunity for a younger person to get a higher paying position at sooner. Because a lot of times, I know some jobs, I was into CSI and stuff for a while, and I knew this girl, she wanted to go to the school and become like a forensic thing. But the reality of it is there's like one person who has that job, and they keep it for 20 years, and there's just not a bunch of openings. A lot of people can go to the school, and it's like they're just not there. If that older person had a UBI and decided to retire at 44, either completely quit their job or at 40 years old, or just go to part-time, that would allow more opportunities for a new person to go in. And that could alleviate some of this, some of the struggle. A lot of these young people, it's harder to find a decent job. There's less of them, and there's going to be less because of automation and stuff. But I feel like that'd be a good compromise. People got to struggle and everything, but they'll know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, that by the time they're 40, they can either quit work altogether, work part-time, or keep their job and acquire things that they couldn't ever acquire in a middle-class life. They're like, hey, now with this, I can actually get a jet ski. I'm going to keep my, everyone can do whatever they want with it. It's freedom. Let it work itself out. But I think a lot of the people who are against universal basic income, a lot of the arguments that are actually kind of good arguments might be able to get find a nice compromise with just allowing people Social Security earlier. I haven't heard too many people saying that. It's not my own idea. I came across the comment section one time reading on universal basic income. Someone said, what about retirees? No one complains about them. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, you're right. But let's go ahead and just, we're saying we have to have this new universal basic income. That's kind of what Social Security was. It's kind of just the same idea, just implemented differently. So now that that system's already there, people are already cool with it, and it has a really good track record, let's just alter it to allow people to access it earlier. First step is 40 years old. And if that's good, as a 15 jump, maybe we can start switching it to 20 years old. Next thing you know, it's just the UBI that everyone wanted, but we just call it Social Security. Like everyone gets Social Security, as soon as they're 18. They can afford their place, and if they're hungry in life, they can go and try to overachieve in the market and get really sweet stuff. Basically, that's my 2 cents. Just wanted to put it out there. And also, I think taxes, I'm not even going to talk about that. I don't know enough about it. But I heard someone say, I think it's Jesse the Body Mature, who said, hey, it'd be really cool instead of having income taxes, because taxes scare me. I don't understand them. I don't understand why we have to be responsible for them, and if we don't do it right or break the rules that we're unaware of, it can mess us up really bad. And anyways, the whole system is weird and spooky. And I heard him say, why don't we just have sales tax? I know that a lot of people, if we did that in this country, then big industry would just be like, hey, they do things overseas or find ways to wiggle out of the sales tax. So it might not be that easy, but tax on certain item, what's considered luxury items. To me, I would prefer that. I don't know how that would work with other people. Like I said, haven't researched this and thought about it deeply. But it sounds good to me on paper, just because taxes scare me. I'd rather just buy stuff. There's already a tax, and if that got raised and they don't take taxes out of my pay, And we don't have to worry about taking taxes out of our pay, or if we're contract workers, getting our little, doing the math and finding out what we're allowed to keep and what we're not, having to deal with that dizzy mess. If we just had it straight up, here's goods and services out there, um, you know, and here's the taxes you pay on it, and then let the market, employers and employee relationship decide how much they pay people, and not worry about having to give this cut or do this whole rigmarole on the 15th and every year tally it all up. Just put the tax on the stuff you buy. Goods and service. Everyone buys stuff. You're gonna live in here. You're gonna buy stuff. So just figure out the price to put on things to make sure we get the same amount of money coming in to keep the wheels turning. That's my 2 cents. I know I've heard the argument in more detail, and I don't remember exactly how it worked, but someone said that will just incentivize everyone to do large companies to just go overseas where they don't have taxes and stuff. I'm like, they kind of already do that anyway. So putting this out there into the universe / the internet, maybe the right person will stumble upon this, and I think it's a good idea. If it incites thought, go ahead and put your 2 cents in the comments. And thanks for the click if anyone watches this besides me. If I get any videos or ideas that take off more than already what's going on this channel, then I'd switch and actually turn it into something. But so far it's just been kind of a vlog. I did the nutrition thing. That's what it's been lately, because I wanted to do a body transformation, but not get too much traction there. Before I started this channel to be something I could just wake up, get copy-free videos on hot topics, and post them and see if it got clicks. That's why it's called Trending Tom. That didn't work. That wasn't getting. It's got more traction than the health thing, than the personal vids, but not enough to make it worth my effort. So for me, I decided to just kind of have a channel where I can vent and use it almost as therapy / vlog, a personal log, and that's what it's been so far. But I got this idea out there. If anyone thinks I'm onto something, please share it. I don't care if you take credit for the idea or not. I would love to see. Well, mainly because I'm almost 40 and I hate working. I'd love to be able to get Social Security right now and move into I live in Florida, those 55 and up places. Maybe they can have 40-year-old places, a cheaper rent, and just everyone's around the same age and they're more chill. Because I can live low. I live low income now in the hood and in trailer parks, but it sucks because of all the domestic and drug hood problems. It sucks. I don't want to stay there. I'd much rather have security and more chill attitude. And usually that's money. You go in nicer neighborhoods, they cost more, and keeps the lazy degenerates out who end up developing these problems. I hate to say it, but that's the way it is. But anyway, y'all have a good one. Take it easy.